numerical informats, date-to-time, date-time informats, column binary informats, and user-defined informats. And the last class we have seen character informats. Character informat is a special use to read the character data. What are the examples we have seen? Remember, variable dollar symbol, variable dollar width dot, variable dollar char width dot. When we use char width dot, if you have a data initial spaces, if you want to have those spaces as it is in the data set, we use a dollar char width dot. If I didn't write the char, normally it will read the data into left side. So, but if you want to have those spaces as it is, we should write a dollar char width dot. That is what we have seen in the last class. And then we started discussing about numerical information. And I told you what we should do if we have comma in the numerical data. I told you if you have a comma, remember what were the informat I should use?
Comma.
Width dot.
Width dot.
So when I'm explaining in general syntax, I'm going to write comma w dot d. W stands for what?
Width.
And D stands for
Dot.
decimals. I want to have ID, name, character data, dollar informator, age, sex, character data, dollar informator. Then I'm writing a salary. Can somebody tell me what is the informat we should write for the salary?
Comma 6 dot.
Comma 6 dot. Where we can write the informat? In the program?
Input statement.
We can write it after
In the
input statement.
input statement, after the variable name, after the salary, you can write it. Now see, select the program, execute the program, go to libraries, work library, DS1. Now can you, we have salary without that comma. I told you, in SAS, data should always be stored in a standard format. So it will remove the comma and it will store the data in a standard numerical data. Or otherwise, I told you, instead of writing here, where we can write a separate informat statement. Informat, the variable name, and then whatever the format you want to, you can write. But tell me, instead of comma 6 dot, what is the universal informat you can write?
Comma 12 dot.
Informat. So salary variable, I am writing this time comma 12 dot. Okay. Now see, comma 12, because maximum we can give 12 decimals to any numerical variable. Since we have a comma as a what you call special character, now we can also add comma 12 dot. Now, say for example, I have data like this one. Tell me what is the informat. If you want to write a specific informat, what is the informat that you can write?
Comma 6.1.
Comma 8.1.
12.1.
Comma
6.1. 6.1. 8.1.
8.1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.1.
You can write a comma 8.1. But if you are not sure, you can also write a 12.1. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is my data. This is my data. I want to create a data set. Now, I'm writing data set name DS2, input. I'm writing ID, name, dollar symbol, age, sex, dollar symbol. Then I'm writing the salary. Then I'm writing the data types. Okay. And finally, writing the semicolon, you can add the run statement. You know what is the specialty of this data? In the salary, we have a dollar symbol. Okay. When we have a dollar symbol, now we can write a dollar W dot D. Again, W stands for width and D stands for decimal. Do we require decimals here? No, we do not have any decimals. Now, in this scenario, you know what I should do? Literally, you should DOLLAR dollar. Now, can you please count how much width you require?
6.
5.
5.
5.
Here it is required 1, 2,
Six.
3, 4, 5. But can you see in the last value how much we require?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can write $6 dot. You should always write the maximum possible. Now I'm writing $6. When I read the $6, how the data will be stored now? $5,000 in SAS will be stored as in a 5,000. $25,000 will be stored as 2,500 will be stored as in a 2,500. Without the dollar symbol, it will read the data into SAS. Now this is how we have the data. Now, if you are not sure what we should use, now what we can write now? You can write $. That is the maximum that you can write. You can also write $12. Understand this one? But if you want it accurate Informat, you should write $6 dot. Clear, everybody? Now, this is my data. I want to create a data set. What is the specialty of this data? Data, history, input, ID, name, dollar symbol, age, sex, dollar symbol, then salary. Here we have both the dollar symbol and the comma symbol.
Comma.
When we have a dollar and a comma, both, you know what you should write? You should write a $.
Dollar.
If you have a dollar and comma both, you should write the $. And after writing the $, now we need to read the width. How much width that we have? 1, 2, 3, and of course you need to count the comma also. 4, 5, and you need to count the width dollar symbol also. 6. So maximum $, you should write $6. Okay. Now select the program and execute it. Yes, we are going to have DS3. Now, can you see we have the data? Understand this one? So when we have a collar and comma and $, both, what is the information you should write? You should write a $.
Dollar.
Now, this is my data. Tell me what the information I should write.
$6.2.
Dollar.
$6.2.
Please count total width, no? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You should write $9.2. So you need to read the total width, okay? Along with the decimals also, you should read it. Now we execute the program. Yes, we are going to have the data. Understand, everybody?
Sir, okay, $9.2 చెప్పారు సార్ నిన్న క్లాస్ కట్
మొత్తం కౌంట్ చేయండి ఇప్పుడు విత్ కౌంట్ చేయండి 1 2
3
you should count the dot also 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 so total width is 9.
Okay.
Dot, how many decimals we have every time?
2.
So that is the total width is 9 and we have 2 decimals.
Okay.
So you will see one more time. Now I have $5,000. Tell me what the information I should write?
Dollar.
$5.
5.
$6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5. Or otherwise, what you can write? We can write $12. Now I have a dollar symbol. I have 5,000 and I have a 5. One decimal. Tell me what should I write?
$7.1.
ఇంకా ఎవరో 5 dot అంటున్నారు చూడండి. You need to count the decimal also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $7 dot 1. One decimal. Otherwise, what you can write?
$12.1.
I have a dollar symbol. Tell me what should I do?
$9.2.
$9.2.
$9.2 because the total width is 9. Or otherwise, what you can write? dollar
12.2.
I have a dollar symbol, comma symbol, and I have a like this one. Tell me what should I do?
$10.3.
$10. You need to count everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. $10 dot. How many decimals that we have? 3 decimals.
3.
3.
Or otherwise, simply what the universal that we can write? $12 dot.
12.3.
Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now this is my data. Data, demo 1, input, ID, and EMP code. So data lines, ID is 1 and EMP code is 123-456. 2, 456-789. We have a 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have a 4, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Now I want to read this data. I want to have it as an EMP code as a numerical data. Am I going to get as a numerical data? No, because we have hyphen symbol. So I'm not going to get the data into EMP code. What should I do to read this data? Now, when we have any special character, including dollar, now we can write dollar for any special character. So after writing the dollar, how much width that we have for EMP code? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we should a $7.
$7.
You know how this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will read into SAS? It will read as an a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 without hyphen symbol, because the $7 will remove the hyphen symbol. So what does it mean? That means we can use the dollar symbol for any special character. Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Now this is my data. Data, I have class, input, I have hall ticket number and the marks. Data lines, hall ticket number 101, marks is 56%, 102, 89%, 103, 67%, 104, 76%, 105, 78%, 106, 91%. Now I want to create a data set. By the way, if I execute the program, am I going to get the marks variable? Data in the marks variable? No. Why? Because we have a special character percentage symbol. SAS cannot understand. You will not get the marks. Now we need to help the SAS to read as a numerical data, because I want to have it as a numerical data. Now, what is the information you should write? When we have a
$3 dot.
Very good. I will tell you
$3
later
dot.
why you should not use a dollar symbol. When we have a percentage symbol, now we can use a informat called percent. What is the width that we have there? 3. You should write percent 3 dot. You know, when we write the percent 3 dot, how the SAS is going to read the 56%, you know, the 56% will read into SAS as 0.56. So that means it will divide the 56 by 100 and it will store it as a 0.56. Now, how the 89% will be saved in SAS now? 89% will be saved as a 0.8.
0.89.
అదే మీరు $3 డాట్ రాశారనుకోండి, ఎలా సేవ్ అవుతుందో తెలుసా అండి? 56 కింద సేవ్ అవుతుంది. If you say $3 dot, it will save as in 56, because simply it will remove the dollar symbol. Understand?
Okay.
Now, why can't we use, you know, dollar? Why we should use percentage? In future, you know, again, I want to have a 56%. Again, in future, if you want to have again 56%, I will use the format. Right now, we are using Informat, right? So in future, I'm going to use format. If when I use a percent format again, this 0.56 will be get multiplied by 100. Again, it will be get converted into 56. Okay. Then instead of Percent three dot. Say for example, if I use a dollar three dot, how this 56% will come?
56.
56%. No?
56.
In future, if I use a percent format, you know what it that will do? That will multiply with 100. If it multiply with 100, then what it will become? It is going to become 5600.
100.
That is not percentage. What is the actual percentage? 56. So that's why I should not use a dollar symbol. I will use a percent three dot so that 56% will be saved as an a 0.56.
0.56.
Yes. Now see, I'm selecting the program, executing the program. We are going to have a class data set. Now, can you see how we have the 56% now? 0.56.
0.56.
And 89% is at 0.89. Clear, everybody? Now, this is my marks. So we are very particular when it comes with the marks. I want to have with my decimals also. Okay. Now this is my marks. Now tell me what the Informat I should use. Please count the total with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Percent.
You should have percent 6.2.
Not 3.
2.
No, you should write only 2 because these are the two decimals. Okay. You should not count the percentage symbol. 6.2. You know, when I write a percentage 6%, 6.2, how this 56.67 will be saved now? This will be saved as an 0.5667.
67.
Because in future, if I multiply this one with 100, then how it is going to become? Again, it will come as a 56.67.
7.
So now how this 91.46% will be saved? 0.9146.
9146.
Just imagine you got the 100%. Then how the 100% will be saved in SAS? 1. 1. No, 0.1 అంటే 10% అవుతుందండి.
Okay.
90% అయితే 0.9 అయింది కదా. So when we have a 90%, it has become 0.90, right? If it is 100%,
1%.
1. Because in future, when you multiply 1 with 100, then it is going to become
100.
100. Understand this one, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is how SAS is going to read numerical data when non-standard numerical data into SAS. So what are the numerical information we have seen? Remember, we have seen comma w.d, we have seen dollar w.d, and we have seen percent w.d. Clear, everybody? Can I go to the next one?
Yes, sir. So comma w dot d only applicable for comma.
Only for comma.
Dollar for any special
W.d for any special character,
but not
including
percent.
comma. But you can use it percent also.
Okay,
But if you read percent,
value.
yeah, it will not be divided by 100.
Okay.
Just it will remove the percentage symbol. That's it.
Okay. Sir. Thank you.
Now, wantedly, in the last 1.5 months, whenever I'm writing a data, when I'm dealing with the data, wantedly, I skipped the date values in the data. We never come across date values data. But for the first time, today's class, in the data, I have some date values. In the real time, when you have a data set, at least you are going to have one variable which contains date values. Because when you're collecting the data, dates are so important. Because if you have a date value, you'll get lot of authenticity, credibility for your data. If you do not have a date value, the data is going to be not so credible. Because say, for example, if a subject has taken medication, when he started the medication, when he stopped it. If a subject has got adverse event, when did he got that adverse event? When that adverse event has been stopped. And if a subject has given sample for a test, when did he have given the sample? And in the coming with the banking domain, if you do any transaction, when you did the transaction, when you purchased it, when you sold it, and we are going to have, for everything, date values or timing data is very, very important. Okay, without the time value, you will not have much credibility for your data, isn't it? So, but so far, we never discuss about the date values or time values or daytime values. In fact, we never discuss about timing value. But in today's class, I'm going to discuss about the timing value. But today, from today onwards, every day, we are going to discuss about timing data. How the time values will be dealt in SAS. Time data, or in this scenario, date values are so important. Now I want to read this data into SAS. Now, data, I'm creating a data set called DS1. I'm writing input. I want to have ID, name, character variable dollar in format, then is, sex, character variable dollar in format, then I'm writing a salary, then I want to have a date of birth. So I'm writing only data, but that means how I want to have the data? I want to have data as a numerical data. Okay, but SAS couldn't able to understand if we have a comma, then how it can understand this as a numerical data, isn't it? We have alphanumerical values, but I want to read it as a numerical data because with the date, I'm going to do arithmetic operations in future. Say, for example, here I have an employee's date of birth. I want to calculate his age for today, by today. If you want to calculate the age of this David by today, what should I do? I should say today's date minus this date of birth. So if I want to do subtraction, the data should be in what format? Should be a numerical data type, isn't it? But now, is it numerical data? No, it is alphanumerical data. SAS cannot. That's why if I try to read as a numerical variable, now select the program and execute the program, we have a DS1 data set. Now can you see? I didn't get that date of birth. Then what? This is called non-standard numerical data because I want to read as a numerical data, but SAS couldn't able to understand. Now I should help the SAS to read it as a numerical data. Then whatever the help I'm going to provide, that help is called as what do you call it as date Informat, because I'm helping the SAS to read the date value. What we call it as date Informat. I will tell you the story later, but I will tell you what is the Informat you should use now. What is the specialty of this date? We have 2-digit day, then we have 3-letter month, then we have 4-digit year. That's the specialty of this date. Can you see? What is this 10?
Date.
No, not date. Day. ఈ మొత్తం కలిపి date అంటాం. This entire thing is date. But this 10 is 10th day of February, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is a day. 2-digit day. And then what we have next one? 3-letter month. 3-letter month. And then we have a 4-digit year.
Yeah.
Now, if this date value in this format, in this style, what we should do? We should use an Informat called date. Now, can you please count the width? How much width we have every time?
9.
Now we should write an Informat called date 9 dot. Unfortunately, there is no logic. You have to by heart it. Understand this one? So when we have a 2-digit day, 3-letter month, 4-digit year, what the Informat you should use? Date 9 dot. Now you know that where we should write the Informat. You can write the Informat directly in the input statement of the variable name, or otherwise what you can do, we can write separate Informat statement. For which variable I want to use?
DOB.
DOB. And what is the Informat I should use? Date 9 dot. Remember, when writing an Informat, you should not have any spaces. Okay. Now after the date 9 dot, I'm writing a semicolon. Now I'm selecting this entire program. I'm executing this program. Now we have a DS1 data set. If I open the DS1 data set, now we have a date of birth. Can you see how we have the date of birth here? First date of birth. Can you see in the first observation, what is the value that we have? 8,441. You know, my data contains in the first observation 10th February 1983, but it is saving as an 8,441. What is the relationship between 10th February 1983, 8,441? Now I'll tell you. Please listen carefully.
Number of days?
Now I'll tell you. In SAS, we should save the date as a number, because if you want to do arithmetic operation, the data should be in what data type? It has to be numerical. How to save 10th February 1983 as a numerical? No, we cannot save in that way. So how to save this one? Now, to save this as a numerical, now whoever designed the SAS, they discovered a way. They used one way. You know what is that way? They saved in SAS 1st January, okay, 1st January 1960, they stored 1st January 1960 as 0, number 0. That means according to SAS, how the 1st January 1960 will be saved in SAS?
0.
It will be saved as a 0. So 1st January 1960 is begin saving as an 0. Then how the 2nd January 1960 will be get saved? The 2nd January 1960 will be get saved as an 1.
Okay.
So now the 3rd January 1960 will be saved as a how? The 3rd January 1960 will be saved as an 2.
2.
In the same way, 31st December 1959, okay, 1959 has been saved as an -1. So the dates which comes before the 1st January 1960 has been saved with a minus sign. The dates which comes from onward, from 1st January 1960 has been saved with a positive sign. In that way, now 10th February 1983 is saving as how? It is saving as an 8,441.
41.
Can you see? This is that one. In the same way, the next date observation, in the next observation, what is the next observation that we have? 15th May 1984 is saving as, how it is saving? It is saving as an A like this one, 8,901. You know how we are going to see this one? Now we can say in SAS, the date values will be saved as an elapsed number of days from 1960 Jan 1st to given date value. How the date values will be saved in now? The date values will be saved in elapsed number of days from 1960 Jan 1st to given date value. That means how many elapsed number of days that we have between the 10th February 1983 and 1st January 1960? 8,241 days. That is how SAS is going to remember the date value. That is why SAS is going to store it as a numerical data so that we can use it for arithmetic operations. And then if you ask me why they have taken 1st January 1960 as a 0 day, there is no logic it. You have to take some day as a reference date, some day as a flag. And they have taken simply 1st January 1960. They could have taken any date, but they have taken 1st January 1960 as 0. And if we have a 1st January 1960 in our data, how that will be get saved? That will be get saved as a 0.
0.
Now I want to show you that one. That's what I'm going to change these date values in that way. Now I'm writing, say, for example, 01 Jan 1960. Now in the data, now I'm writing, say, for example, 02 Jan 1960. How this is going to get saved, by the way?
0.
0.
0.
This one 0. And this is
0,
1.
1.
Now I'm writing, say, for example, 31st December 1959. How this is going to get saved?
-1.
-1.
Now I want to see how this 15th August 1947, Independence Day, is going to get saved. Definitely, it is going to be negative value. And now I want to check how the today's date will be get saved. It says today is 22nd December 2022. Okay, now I'm selecting my program. Now I'm executing the program. We have a, data set open. I'm closing the data set. I'm executing the program. Yes, we have a DS1 data set. Now, can you see? Now, this is my data set. And by the way, this is our data. Now we can understand how that. Now, in the first observation, we have 1st January 1960. Now, can you see how the 1st January 1960 is getting saved?
0.
0. And the 2nd January 1960 is getting saved as an A?
1.
1. And 31st December 1959 is saving as an A?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. And 15th August 1947 is saving as a minus 4,520. And today's date is 23,001.
3001.
Clear, everybody? This is how SAS is going to remember the date values. Now you can get it out. If you have a date value like this one, how we can understand what date it is again? That's why in future, we are going to apply the format. When I apply the format again, this elapsed number of days will get turned again into human readable date format. Okay, that we'll see later how to apply the format. In today's class, tomorrow, we are going to discuss about only Informat. Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
So now tell me, what is the technical word you should use? How the date values will be saved? The date values will be saved as an elapsed number of days. From when? From 1960, Jan 1st to given date value.
Given date value.
It will be saved as an elapsed number of days. No confusion, right? Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. But tell me, in the real time, are we going to get the same this style only every time? Are we going to write the date every time in this format? No.
No, sir.
No.
We use different types of styles. Isn't it? Say, for example, now this is my data. Sorry. Now this is my data. What's the specialty of this data, by the way? We have only 2-digit here, isn't it?
2 digits.
Yes,
In the
sir.
previous example, we have seen 4-digit here. Sometimes we also write like this one, 2-digit here. Now I want to create a data set. I'm writing data DS2, input, ID, name $symbol, age, sex $symbol, salary, and then I'm writing a date of birth. So date of birth, and then I'm writing the data lines. Now I need to apply the Informat, otherwise SAS cannot understand it as a numerical data. Now what is the Informat you should use? Again, when we have a 2-digit day, 3-letter month, 2-digit year, you know what we should do? We should use again date. But this time, can you please count the width?
7.
Now we should write
7 dot.
7 dot. Now select the program. Now also, it will be get saved in an elapsed number of days only from 1960 Jan 1st to the given date value. Because if you give 83, SAS can understand is 1983. If you give 84, SAS can understand 91. Now you'll get a question. Why not it is 1883? Why SAS is thinking it is in 1983? That is a different story. We'll discuss about that one later. Okay. If you want, I can tell you now. In the back end, we are going to have an option called year cutoff. According to SAS, the year cutoff value is 1926. You know what it will do? From 1926, it will take 100 years. For what is the 100-year period from 1926? Which means 2025. Isn't it? Now, this 83 comes under between which? This 83 comes in between which range? In this range, where the 83 will come? 1983, 2083. Because I have
19.
range,
$19.83.
I have range from 1926 to 2025. So 83 falls under which four-digit year?
19.
Four-digit year?
1983.
1983.
84 will fall 1984. Say for example, if I have a 03,
2003.
then it comes as
2003.
a 2003. Because the 03 falls under 2003 in this range. Okay, so that is how SAS is going to remember. I will discuss about that one later. Don't confuse with this year cutoff. We'll discuss about that one later. Clear, everybody? Yeah. Now, this is my data. I want to create, by the way, I want to have this as a date of birth and this one as a date of joining. So now I'm writing a program data. I want to have a DS3 data set semicolon. I'm writing input, ID, name, dollar symbol, age, sex, dollar symbol, and then I'm writing salary. Then I'm writing a date of birth and date of joining. I want to read both date of birth and date of joining as a numerical data because I want to read it as a numerical data. So, you know already what the Informat you should use for date of birth. So I'm writing Informat statement for date of birth. Tell me what the Informat I should write for the date of birth.
Date.
Date
9.
9.
dot.
10 dot.
Very good. Date 9 dot. Then what the Informat I should write the date of joining. Now tell me out of this what is this 31? Day.
Day.
And what is this 01?
Month.
Month.
And this 2011 is
Year.
Year.
year. Now, when we have a date like this one, you know what we should do? You should write DD, MM. Even though you have a 4-digit year, you should write only 2 YY. See, DD, MM, YY. Now, can you please count the width?
10 dot.
10. You should write 10 dot. Now, we'll see again one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So DD, MM, YY, 10 dot. Now I'm selecting my program execute. Now also it is going to get saved as elapsed number of days from 1960 Jan 1st to given date value. But when we have a date in this style, you should apply DD, MM, YY, 10 dot. Understand this one? Is this clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
I will take today's date. I will explain what are the different styles that you will get and then what we should write. Okay. Now, today's is 22nd December, right? Now I'm writing 22 DSC 2022. What is the Informat we should write? Tell me. You should write date 9.
9.
If I have a DSC 22 DSC 22, what is the Informat I should write?
7.
Date
7 dot.
Very good. If I have like this one, 22/12 2022 or 22-12 2022 or 22:12 2022. You know what the Informat you should use? You should write DD,
MM,
Y,
10 dot.
Very good. Now, sometimes we are going to have like this one, 2022. No, I will tell you what is the universal you can write like that. 2022. Now I have /12/22 or 2022. I have -12-22 or 2022:12:22. You know what the Informat you should write now? Guess.
YY.
YY.
Ten dot.
10 dot.
Very good. When we have a same date, but I have only 2-digit year, then what we should write?
T
DD,
dot.
MM, YY, 8
dot.
So when we have the same thing, but when we have a 2-digit year, Then what is going to write? You should write again YY MM DD 8. You know, you got confused, you don't know what you should use. Now we have a universal informat. You know what is the universal informat that we have? Any DT DTE dot. What is that we should use? Any DT DTE dot. This is the universal informat that we can use. Clear, everybody? So if I go back here, now instead of date name dot, what I can write? Any DT DTE dot. Again, instead of DDMM by bit dot,
mention
you don't need to write length. You don't need to write the length. So again, any DT DTE dot. Now see, before that I'm deleting all my old data sets. So again, I'm executing this program one more time. Now, can you check, did we get the data or not? Yes, can you see we got the data? Clear, everybody? Unfortunately, we do not have any logic. You have to by heart it by tomorrow. Okay, we cannot escape the date values in the real time. Dates are so often so common in the real time. We have to handle it properly. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, common date format ones.
You mean universal one?
Yes, sir.
Any DT DTE dot. Any DT DTE dot. This is the universal. Now,
సార్
this is
డేటా
the
సెట్
data.
లో ఇప్పుడు డేట్ ఫార్మాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ మనం డేటాల ప్రకారం రావాలంటే సార్
What do you mean? I didn't get you. Come again.
ఇన్ ద డేటా సెట్ కైండ్లీ
Mhm.
ఓపెన్ ద DS3 సార్ వన్స్
Okay.
in the date of joining we are getting the
Mhm.
number.
Yes.
So in those columns we need to get the date of joining date exactly what we
That's what. In future, we are going to apply the format.
okay sir, okay.
If you apply the format, again, that will be get displayed as a date, human readable date.
Okay sir, okay. Thank you.
Now, this is my data. What is the specialty of this data? What we have here?
Time. Colon symbol.
We have it time.
Time milliseconds.
We have it time. Now, I want to create data set. I'm writing a data DS1. Then I'm writing the input, ID, name dollar symbol, name dollar symbol, age, sex dollar symbol, then salary. Then I'm writing start time, yes time. Am I going to get the data because I want to have S time as a character numerical variable? No. Why we can't get the data? Because we have a special character. SAS cannot understand. Now that's why I will get the data in all the variables except S time. But with the time also, I do lot of arithmetic operations. Okay. Somebody took the medication morning at 8 o'clock. Now I'm taking sample at night, evening at 6 o'clock. I want to know how many hours that we have gap. So if I took again sample morning at 6 o'clock. Now I'm taking sample again evening at 6 o'clock. How many hours gap that we have?
12 hours.
So 12 hours, right? So if you want to get that one, you need to do arithmetic operation 18 minus 6. Because in SAS, the time will be in 24-hour format. So if you want to do 18 minus 6, both the values must be in what data type?
Numerical.
So that means you need to have time also in numerical. But since we have a colon symbol, SAS cannot understand. Now, by the way, if this is the time, do you know what value it is? Hours. This one is minutes, seconds.
Seconds.
Now, when we have hours, minutes, and seconds, you know what we should do? We should use a informat called time. Now, what is the width that we have?
8.
Now we should use time 8 dot. Time 8 dot. Now, if I select the program and execute the program, I will have a DS1 data set. Now, can you see in the DS1? Now, can you see we have a time value? Now, by the way, what is the value that we have in the first observation? Now, this is the value that I have in the first observation. What is my time value in the first observation? 10 o'clock, 30 minutes. By the way, in SAS,
15 seconds.
time will be stored in 24-hour format. If it is a 24-hour format, what do you mean by 10:30? Which time that it is?
Morning.
Morning 10:30. Isn't it? Night 10:30 అయితే ఎలా ఉంటుందండి?
22.
20.
So 10 means it's a morning AM. So what's the relationship between 10 o'clock, 30 minutes to 13 seconds to 37,815? Now, how SAS is going to save the time as a numerical? To save the time as a numerical, when they're designing the SAS, what they have done? They have taken midnight to 12 o'clock. Okay? 00 minutes, 00 seconds, they have taken as a 0 second. From that time onwards, whatever the time that we have in our data, the difference between these two time values will be saved as elapsed number of seconds. How it is going to get saved? Elapsed number of seconds. From when? That day, midnight, 12 o'clock to given time value. So how many seconds that we have between midnight, 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 30 minutes and 13 seconds? 37,815 seconds. Now tell me how the time value will be saved. Time value will be saved as an elapsed number of seconds from that day, midnight, 12 o'clock to given time value. Understand this one? How the time value will be saved? Elapsed number of seconds from that day, midnight, 12 o'clock to given time. అంటే ఎప్పటికప్పుడు టైం రీఇనిషియేట్ అయిపోతుంది for every day.
Okay.
But how the date value will be saved? Elapsed number of days from when?
January
1962 given date value. But time, that day midnight 12 o'clock to given time value as elapsed number of seconds. Now tell me, if I change my time value, say for example, I'm writing like this one, 01. If I write 0000, now tell me how this is going to get saved. By the way, what is this time?
1 o'clock.
Midnight 1 o'clock. Midnight 1 o'clock, how it is going to get saved now? It will be saved as 3600. Because 1 hour, how many seconds we are going to have?
60.
60.
60 minutes.
No, 3600 seconds. 3600 seconds. 1 hour is equal to, isn't it? So midnight 1 o'clock will be saved as 1300 because how the time values will be saved in SAS? Elapsed number of seconds. Now say for example, if I write like this one 00, I'm writing 10:00. What is this time by the way?
12:10:23 seconds.
Midnight 12 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Midnight 12 o'clock 10 minutes. So then how it is going to get saved in SAS?
600 seconds.
600 seconds.
600 seconds.
Very good. 10 minutes is equal to 600 seconds. Now, this is my time. Now, what I'm going to do, 2 o'clock, 00 minutes, 00 seconds. Midnight 2 o'clock. That means 1 o'clock అయితే కనుక 3600 అన్నాను 3600 అన్నాను మరి 2 o'clock అయితే కనుక save అవుతుంది. How it is going to get saved? 7200. But if my date value, my time value is like this one, 00 minutes, 00 seconds, and sorry, 00 hours, 00 minutes, 56 seconds. How this will be saved now? 56 only. Isn't it? Now see, if I select the program, execute the program, now I'm going to have, if I select the program, execute the program, I will have a DS1. And can you see? Midnight 1 o'clock is saving as a 3600. Midnight 12 o'clock 10 minutes is saving as a 600. Midnight 2 o'clock is saving as 7200. Midnight 56 seconds is saving as in 56. And then I have some other date, some other time value here. Understand this one, everybody? This is how the time values will be saved. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. We'll continue with the remaining things. I will tell you one more thing. Say, for example, sometimes we are going to get the time like this one. What is the specialty of this one?
Hours and minutes.
Hours and minutes.
Sometimes we are going to have only hours and minutes. When we have only hours and minutes, then what the information we should write? Can you please count the bit?
Five.
Five
Very good. Simply should write time 5. Now also it will be saved as an elapsed number of seconds only from midnight 12 o'clock to given time value. That means it will take it as an 10 o'clock 30 minutes 00 seconds. 11 o'clock 23 minutes 00 seconds. So from midnight 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock 30 minutes 00 seconds. How many elapsed number of seconds that we have? It will store in that way. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for every time, hours, minutes, and seconds, not only hours. Sir.
Hours, milliseconds, or hours, minutes.
Okay.
That is how we are going to get that. Hours, milliseconds, you should write time 8 dot. If you have only hours and minutes, what we should write? Time 5 dot.
Time.
But we have a universal. You know, the universal one is simply time dot. So time dot you can use when we have a seconds or without seconds also. So that means in both the scenarios, you can use time dot. Understand this one? Huh?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
that before run, we are keeping semicolon. Why we are keeping that one?
If you want, you can keep a semicolon. This is not mandatory. This one, right? You are talking about.
Yes, yes.
If you want, when we have initial data, we can write semicolon, then run. But run that semicolon is not mandatory. Without semicolon, also we can write it. I think we discussed about this one.
Yes, sir. Discuss.
That is not mandatory, but I will write. Without run, also we can do that one, like this one. I told you when we have initial data, run is not mandatory. Only semicolon would be fine.
Yes, sir.
Clear, everybody?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. See you in tomorrow's class.
Good night, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.